Welcome to the NeuroHeir Podcast, the show for cycle breakers, parents, young adults, and helping professionals ready to understand their nervous system through a generational lens, heal what isn't theirs to carry, and consciously choose what comes next. Hi, I'm your host, Leanna Hunt, an associate clinical mental health counselor and certified performance coach. Each week, you'll get stories, science, and somatic practices, plus my signature 4N framework: notice, name, nurture, and navigate, to help you honor resilience, break silence, and build deeper connection with yourself and those you love, all while shaping a legacy of safety, freedom, and possibility. Welcome back to the NeuroHeir Podcast. Most of us grew up not learning how to regulate, but here's the most beautiful thing I want you guys to remember about this work, is that you can learn right here, right now, no matter what you've been through. Today, I'm going to share a 1-minute nervous system practice that you can use anytime to shift out of overwhelm and into a place of calm and grounding. And I think in this crazy world, we all need a little bit more of that. Before we get into that practice, I want to name the struggle that so many of us face, because if you felt it, you are definitely not alone. Here's the problem I see all the time. When stress hits, most of us either push through it, we shut down completely, or we'll start to spiral in anxious loops. We think it's willpower or weakness, but really it's our nervous system running the show. And when your nervous system feels unsafe, there is no amount of just calm down or think positive that's going to work. And here's the generational piece. Most of us default to these patterns because it is what was modeled for us growing up. Maybe you grew up in a home where stress meant shutting down or working harder and doing whatever it took, no matter the cost. Or maybe it meant exploding. Self-regulation wasn't taught. It wasn't even on the radar. So of course you didn't know that there was another way. That's why we're here together, you guys, to start building that new way to regulate. For now, I want you to think of your nervous system as your body's communication network. It's constantly scanning your environment and sending signals to your brain and body. Am I safe? Can I connect here? Or do I need to protect myself right now? When your nervous system senses threat, it automatically shifts you into survival mode. Those modes include fight, flight, freeze, or appease. These are instinctive patterns your body uses to protect you. And we'll be going deeper into each of them in future episodes, I promise. But for now, just know that this is your body's built-in safety system. Here's why this matters. When that system activates, the emotional center of your brain, also known as the amygdala, it takes over. That's when you might lash out, you might shut down completely, or go into a full-blown panic attack. But practices like the one I'm about to share help your logical brain, your prefrontal cortex right here, stay engaged. And when that part of your brain stays online, you can not only think more clearly, but you can communicate better and actually choose how you want to respond instead of reacting on autopilot. If you've ever noticed how hard it is to just think calm when you're super anxious, this is why. Research also shows that body-based or somatic practices can directly support this shift. They help the body process stress signals and re-engage the parts of the brain responsible for both clarity and also for connection. So what do I mean by the word somatic? You guys have probably heard me say that a few times so far. The word comes from the Greek root soma, which just means body. So somatic practices are simply ways we use the body. We use the body through our breath, through our touch, through our movement, and through our awareness. We use the body to shift how safe we feel in the moment. And here's why that's super powerful. When you bring the body into the healing process, you're not just thinking about change, you're actually experiencing it in real time. Studies show that these body-oriented approaches can reduce stress symptoms and support recovery because they engage the body directly instead of relying on your thoughts alone, which I think is pretty cool. When you can start to notice your body's signals early on and respond with a simple somatic or body-based practice, you start interrupting the stress cycle before it takes over. So today, I want to teach you this 1-minute grounding practice you can use anywhere, whether you're in your car, at your desk, at work or school, or even in the middle of a super hard conversation. So step 1 is to notice. Just pause and scan your body. Where do you feel the tension the most? Maybe it's in your shoulders, your chest, or your jaw. I want you just to notice what's there without judgment. Step 2 is to name it. Can you put words to it, such as my chest feels tight or my stomach feels really heavy? Naming the sensation actually helps your brain reconnect with your body. The third step is to breathe. Take 3 slow, steady belly breaths, letting your inhale feel your stomach more than your chest, and then exhaling longer than you inhale. For example, in for 4 and out for 6. With each breath, let your body know it's safe to soften a little bit more, and I promise we'll get into more breathing details in future episodes. But for now, just focus on slowing down and letting your belly rise as you inhale. Step 4 is what we call orient. Gently look around the room and name several things that you can see. This reminds your body, I'm here, I'm safe, I'm not in danger. You can also use your other senses like noticing what you hear or feel. All of these help your system ground in time and space. And step 5 is nurture. Just place a hand on your heart or anywhere else it feels soothing and silently say or say out loud, it's okay for me to be here with myself in this moment. That's it, less than a minute, and you've just given your nervous system a beautiful cue for safety. When you practice this regularly, you'll notice you don't tip into overwhelm as quickly. Hopefully, you can be more present with your kids, calmer in those hard conversations, and more able to choose your response instead of reacting automatically. And this isn't just theory. Research shows that practices like these improve our regulation over time, giving your nervous system new ways to respond, even under stress. And all of this is part of what I call the 4N framework that I have created. Notice, name, nurture, and navigate. Even in this short practice, you've touched on the first 3 steps. Over time, these small practices build the foundation for real nervous system change. We're going to be coming back to this framework a lot throughout the podcast, so you'll start to see how each piece fits together as we go. If you want more support with practices like this, I've created a free handout called the 1-minute grounding practice. Inside, you're going to find these steps written out clearly and simply so that you can use them anytime you start to feel overwhelmed to bring your nervous system back into safety. And for now, you can grab it in the show notes below. And after you try today's practice, I would really appreciate it if you guys could send me a DM on Instagram at Aligning with Leanna and let me know how it felt for you. I'd love to celebrate those small wins with you because every step really does matter. And if there's someone that could benefit from this handout, please share it with a friend. That would mean the world to me and also to them. And remember that I am so honored to walk alongside you as you take these small steps because all these small steps, that's what leads the path to where you're going next. Thanks for joining me on the NeuroHeir Podcast. This work is about honoring resilience in yourself and also those who came before you, all while finding freedom from what was never yours to carry. With the help of stories, science, somatic tools, and the 4 Ns, notice, name, nurture, and navigate, you have a path toward deeper connection with yourself, your loved ones, and the legacy you want to pass on. If today's episode spoke to you, share it with someone who's ready to step into this work too, and follow the show so you never miss an episode. Remember, you may not have chosen what you inherited, but you can choose what comes next.